Hi kitty cats. So today is going to be a little chit chat about things. Some good news, some bad news, and then I'm just going to talk about or rant about something that happened yesterday. And just a little bit of chit chat, I guess. So please share, subscribe, and all those things if you like this video and if you like my channel. It really does help me out when you do that stuff. And let's get started. So I guess it's better to do bad news first and then get to the good stuff. So many of you who follow me on YouTube and Instagram and other places know that last year my boyfriend who lives with me was in, well, it wasn't an accident, just something happened and he had to have emergency surgery. He had the flu and was very sick, and then he was coughing up blood, so I called an ambulance and they took him right away, and they had to do emergency surgery because a blood vessel in his throat burst open. And they said if it had been any worse, you know, or if they hadn't been able to get to him when they did, he would be dead. And this surgery though caused more problems, and then they also found that there were some issues with his liver, and he was just like a mess. And they fixed him all up and as best they could, but as I said, the surgery actually caused some issues and he will never fully get his balance back, so he has to walk with a cane. He could do like short little bits, like traveling from, you know, one room in the house to another without the cane needed, but going anywhere else he really needs the cane. And then he has days where he needs it constantly. So like a lot of things, he has good days and bad days with it, but he also has like some memory fog issues where he can't really think the way he used to, and there's like medications he has to take that are like crazy amounts of medication, and he has both physical and mental issues, not just because of this but because of other things as well. He always had mental health problems or issues. I don't really like using either one of those words, but mental health disorders, I guess you could say, as do I, which he, you know, has always taken medication for and done really well with for the most part. But now with the physical problems too, it's like, it's caused a lot of chaos in that area as well. But the thing is, he, for a little over a year, has been dealing with trying to get Social Security because, like, he's tried to get work and nobody wants to take somebody that can't stand for a long amount of time, that can't really walk for, you know, more than a little bit, and that can't remember sometimes, well, a lot of times, what happened like an hour ago. He gets very foggy and confused about it. I mean, it's not that bad, but like it's not Alzheimer's, but it's not like that, but it's definitely something that would make him very hard for him to do like any sort of like data entry work or anything like that, because he can't remember really what he's doing sometimes and gets confused about it. Although he really would love to be able to work in a library, but you have to have a degree for that, and we have discussed him going back to school, which would be great, but right now we've really been focusing on trying to just get him some like money coming in. So in the meantime, everything's been kind of on me, and that's made it really difficult because I don't have a huge income either. this anyways because of my own physical and mental health issues. But we're doing the best we can, and we've tried to stay positive, and they denied him today. We were really quite shocked because one of his doctors said there was absolutely no way they could deny him, that his problems are just too severe. There's no way. And he had 3 doctors and 3 doctors and 2 therapists. 3 doctors, 2 therapists, and a psychologist all write in and did the paperwork for the Social Security, and he still got denied, and we were kind of horrified. We have been told that if you appeal right away, you know, you're probably going to get it, that they always deny everybody the first time. But it still was it was not good news, and was pretty upsetting because we have been struggling for like a year off and on, and I know that struggles are going to get bad again pretty soon. I have rebudgeted things, I have worked things around so that we're able to pay our bills, but if anything extra happens, we don't have any money for it. If anything happened to the car, if anything happened to one of the animals right now, I don't know what we'd do. But otherwise than that, we are for the most part okay. We're doing the best we can. So, yeah, that was quite shocking for us today. And he's actually dealing with it a lot better than me. I was pretty upset. I'm very anxious because of it, and I'm just holding it together somehow. Probably because I also have good news to tell you. And the good news is that, and also once again, if you don't watch my channel, you wouldn't know this, but people who do, or that watch my Instagram, follow my Instagram or whatever, you know that I have psoriatic arthritis, which is an autoimmune disorder, and it makes it so that some days I can't even like walk because my joints are so like stiffened up and painful that I cannot move them. My wrists get so weak that I can't turn doorknobs. I can't use a fork sometimes. I mean, it's rough. Today's actually a pretty good day. This morning, my middle finger right here, the joint like right here, it was like all blown up, but that was it. And it wasn't that bad as it has been. Like, I wasn't crying in pain or anything, but it hurt, and I took a nap and then it was gone. So, not completely, like everything still hurts to an extent, and but it's livable and not to the point where I'm thinking about it all the time, and I'm able to do things. Because some days, that's why I haven't had a lot of makeup videos lately, because it's really hard for me to do makeup when my hands don't want to move. Because if I can't hold a fork, I can't hold a makeup brush either, and it's really rough. But the good news is I'm going to start taking the infusion drug in like, was it like 2 weeks? Yes, it's 2 weeks from now, exactly. So, yeah, so June 5th, I'll be going and getting my infusion drug, and then I have to go back 2 weeks after that, and then 6 weeks after that, and then 8 weeks. And from then on, it will be every 8 weeks. So for now, this is the way it is. And so I'm going to be spending all day at the hospital that day, pretty much. And, you know, I'm going to need like a book and my charger. And I've already like looked up what it's like to get this type of infusion drug. I have had chemotherapy before. Many of you don't know, really. I don't talk about it, that I have leukemia. And so I know what it's like to get an infusion drug. It's just, you know, this isn't chemotherapy, it's a different type of infusion. So, from what I read, like, the side effects are kind of the same for at least for like the first couple days. So, I will feel cold, and, you know, I might have a loss of appetite, although they tell you to bring snacks because, you know, you're going to be there for a while. And to get very hydrated and bring things to occupy your time. And of course, John will be with me, supporting me. And he's like, I'll probably just go to sleep. I'm like, that's not very, like, you better know. If I'm awake, you're awake. Like, that's the rule. So, because I'm not going to sit there and deal with this while you're sleeping. So anyways, yeah. So that's the good news. So it was kind of a weird day because it's like bad news and good news happened. And yeah. And other good news, my daughter will be graduating next month. She got her yearbook yesterday. Her cap and gown is being paid for. And she's all set to go. So that's good news as well. So there's more good news. Any other good news I can think of? Not especially. But my little rant was actually about some stuff that happened in front of the school the other day, the high school. So we have a family therapist or whatever, and he drives Bianca to school on Mondays, and he dropped her off, and they both had noticed that there were these guys standing in front of the school in gas masks and hazmat suits, holding a sign that said walk out or drop out. Now, and apparently, well, we'll get to that other part later. And both him and my daughter were like, what the heck is that? So she went to school, but she immediately started like having a lot of anxiety, because there was a bomb warning or whatever just a few weeks ago, like a bomb scare at the school. And so she was really worked up, and also she had heard about some kids talking about doing some crazy stuff at the school, and she got really upset, and she wanted to come home, and she started messaging me on her phone that she wanted to come home, and she told me what was going on. So I called the school, and I was like, what's going on? What's up with these guys? And I kept getting passed around, really. Although each person I spoke to pretty much said the same thing. That it was a, great, my brain just fell. It was some activists that were having a protest about climate change. And I asked about the sign, and every single person I took to was like, it just says walk out, you know, or drop out, which is kind of confusing. I guess what it was supposed to mean was like walk out of the school, because I guess they wanted the school to have a walkout, which didn't really happen, because instead what they did was freak out all the kids. Well, not all of them, but there was, my daughter and many of her friends got really freaked out, and my daughter had a panic attack. I mean, they had to take her into the office and like calm her down, and she had to go to the nurse's office. Like, it was just a mess for her. But she wasn't the only kid. I was told that there were actually quite a few parents calling in, and that it was a problem, and that they had called the police to talk to these people to, you know, get them to leave because it was a problem. And they had protests at the school all the time, which usually involve the kids, but it's usually planned, and like the office knows about it, and like they don't mind protests there and stuff. Like, we're in a pretty like liberal area that, you know, is pretty open to like allowing all sorts of stuff to go on that I know in many places wouldn't happen at all, wouldn't even be allowed for a second. So it's just like, the problem is like, like my daughter, when she saw that sign, she thought walk out or die. Like that's what she was thinking. Drop out meant die. I was like, are they talking about dropping out of school? Like, what are they talking about? Which they apparently were saying, like, drop out, like, die, but they were saying drop out and die because of the climate. But it scared the crap out of my daughter. It scared the crap out of some other kids. Think before you do something like this. Like, I was really mad. I was like, what a couple of dicks that they didn't bother to think about the fact that there was a recent bomb scare at the school. And you're wearing hazmat suits and gas masks. And then I got into some argument with it. Well, I didn't really get into an argument because I ended up just being like, I don't want to deal with you. Online, on like Facebook, there was a teacher that was like, oh, she was like, there was an obviously identifiable, symbol, which, by the way, anybody else I talked to was like, I didn't see any symbol. But she's like, there was an obvious symbol on the sign, and that they Googled it in her class, and they learned something about climate change that day. And I was like, that's great. You know what would be even greater? If they hadn't been wearing gas masks and hazmat suits. Like, that scares kids. So, no, I'm not okay with a protest that's going to scare my child, or other children. Like, they're kids. Like, what are you doing? Well, technically my daughter's an adult, but I mean, she's still in the high school. So, and it was just like, are you kidding me? Like, really, you're going to defend this because the kids in your class learn something? They can learn about climate change without having something like that go on. There's a million other ways that could have been handled. Like, there was no reason to do it the way they did it. Standing out there in like hazmat suits and gas masks. That's scary. Not how many horror movies has stuff like that in it. And like I said, there was a recent bomb scare. So it's just like, what is wrong with you? Do you think that that was helpful? Really? Because it wasn't. It wasn't at all. And if you think that that made, everybody like relate to your what you were doing and be like, oh yeah, we all need to do something about climate change. It didn't. My daughter already cares about climate change and stuff, but that really upset her because she wasn't thinking about climate change. She was thinking you were going to try and kill her. Like, and that's a little bit different. That didn't make her care about your cause. It made her think, wow, the people that are like going for this cause are horrible, that they put me through this. That's what. And I'm just like, that was really, really dumb and douchey, and you're a bunch of dicks. I know I'm swearing a lot in this video because of it. So that was like my little rant about that. Otherwise than that, things are the way they are. I was, like I said, I was gonna do like a different video today. It was gonna have makeup in it and stuff. But after the news we got today, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do this chit-chat video now that I was going to do like tomorrow. But I'm going to do it now, and I'll do the makeup video tomorrow. So, we're getting this today. And just because I know that many of you that do follow me regularly want to know the news that I'm talking about. And some of you wanted to hear about what I had to rant about because I said on Instagram yesterday that I had something to rant about, and I was like, so I'm just gonna do this all together. Otherwise than that, we're okay. We're doing all right. Today's been a pretty good day for me, like I said. This weekend, though, in the past couple weeks, I know I haven't been on here much. I've just been in so much pain. It's been so incredibly hard and very hard for me to do any videos. But hopefully we can figure that out, and hopefully the infusion drug will help me with that. So, thanks for watching, and please, like I said, subscribe and all that stuff. And I should have some more videos out this week as well. And hopefully this makeup one that I've been wanting to finish. I've got half of it done. I need to finish the other half of it. So hopefully that'll be coming in soon. My face is so red. Yeah. So thank you for watching, and always remember to be kind, even when they're wearing gas masks. Bye bye, kitty cats.